Mic check, mic check. My mic sound nice, check one. My mic sound nice, check two. Do my mic sound nice, check three. Are you ready? Okay, I did get the mic check. Okay, okay, okay. I have it's probably not gonna be a long stream unless people come up. If people don't come up, it's not gonna be long. It's just something I want to say. Um, I'm gonna share a little clip. I just want to make sure that the stream has ended. Okay, give me a second here. Actually, I don't care if it ended or not. Let's get on it. Let's just jump in. So welcome to Bomb Cherry series called I'll Be Your Daddy. Yes, I'll be your daddy. Okay, this is part one or episode one to I'll be your daddy. It seems like black men need an elder because the elders are not stepping up to the plate. Okay, so I'm not gonna make this a very long stream. If I decide to talk more about it, then maybe I'll start a new stream. But I do want the men to learn, and so since no one else is raising their hand to teach, to educate, I guess I'll have to be that. Because our community, where it's headed, is terrible. So, you know, some of the men have asked me in the past and will ask me again what qualifies me to educate a man about manhood or being a man. Well, my answer is this. We could start with just basically my family, being raised with my dad, having access to my uncles, my grandfathers. They passed away pretty young, but I guess we'll overlook the granddads, right? We're going to just go with my dad and uncles and even the neighbors, in communities who were elders at one point, at some point. Um, yes, I was surrounded by family that included the men and the women. And I saw how men moved. Okay. I also heard my dad educating my brother on certain things. And I remember, I have this memory about the time in which men were men. And since you men are searching for a non-modern woman, you want the traditional woman, then I'm going to give you some information about the traditional man. Because, see, in order for you to get that traditional woman, you have to be a traditional man. Because, see, if I was what y'all call traditional woman, I would want a traditional man. See, but I don't think you men are looking for a traditional woman. You're just upset at women. You don't know how to get them. And so what you're doing is you're just complaining and want to insult the woman. Okay? You're complaining about absolutely everything. And I believe that you just want to be in control. Okay? You want to be in control of women. You want to be in control of women. See, if you wanted to be in control of the household, of the family, well, that is not difficult to do. But you then have to be a man who knows how to get that and know how to take care of business. But if you're not, then you're not going to be able to get it. It's almost like if you want a certain job, you want a certain job at a certain company. You have to meet the qualifications in order to get that job. You can't even get interviewed if you don't have the qualifications, the things that they require, the minimum requirements to get that job. Just to even apply for the job, just to get an interview. You can't even get an interview if you don't have the minimum requirements set forth by that company for that job. What's the same thing with life and in relationships? You can't be a man without certain qualifications, but you desire and require a certain type of woman who you can't even handle. And see, that's all I see is a bunch of men who cannot handle women. You don't know how to talk to them. That's number one. And that is the end. That's the beginning of the story and the end of the story. That's it. You don't even know how to approach a woman to get her to even want to be with you. And so your idea is, well, since I don't know how to approach women and talk to them, they daddy need to make me their husbands. Yes, that's what these men are saying, ladies. They're saying that their daddies should make them your husband. Oh, you don't believe me? You don't believe me? I mean, that's what we all hear them saying. But if you don't believe me, I guess we'll go and listen. We will go and listen. Yeah, let's do that. You don't believe me? Let's go listen to a bunch of men who kind of like say this stupid ass shit time and time again. Time and time again. Okay? Fair use. Okay? I am using the fair use doctrine because why? Because I am in the United States of America, but they give me the right to listen and replay certain segments that may or may not be copywritten by other people, right? I'm using it for entertainment purposes and for educational purposes. And if you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you. But if you fight me on this, then I will fight you back. And I will win. Why? Because I'm in the United States of America, baby. And there is a such thing as a fair act doctrine. Copywritten material can be reused in certain circumstances. We just got to put that out there. Because, you know, some people like to fight, baby. But so does Bob. Okay? So here we go. Let's listen. I'm going to go back 10 seconds. Fair use.
Better. Unfortunately, that's not where we are just yet. I landed.
Right on. Thank you, Brother Sean. Ikane, I'm sure you're going to keep it short but sweet. Thank you.
Yeah. This is what I'm going to say, right? If a girl go out there and get a husband or get a boyfriend, whatever she gets, and brings that thing home, and then the relationship fails, I blame the woman. The reason why I have to blame the woman is because when a guy says hello to you and you're interested in that guy, the first thing you do is to bring that guy home and let your dad do his job. Let your dad vet him. And when your dad vets the guy and the guy is not right for you, if your dad tells you not to go for that, let it go. And then if your dad tells you to go for it and it fails, let society blame your dad because you should have done a better homework than that. Throughout history, women have
these niggas.
I've never been held responsible for bad marriage.
These niggas are, first of all, a dumbass motherfucking nigga who you could tell not even from the U.S., right? Is want to tell black men in the U.S. on how to handle shit. But then they want to control their women over there. They need to go back their ass over there. I don't even know why the fuck are you even here? The fuck is you doing? If I wanted to live like Africans, I would go to Africa. And if you wanted to live like Africa, then you would have stayed your black ass in Africa. But no, you want to come to America, and then these lame ass American black men praise you and your fucking nonsense. And they don't even realize that, well, bruh, if it's so good over there, if y'all doing so great over there, then why are you here? But I digress. Let's get back on the topics. Did you hear this nigga? This nigga, right? This nigga said if the marriage fails, he blames the woman. But if the marriage failed after the daddy vetted him, then society gonna blame the daddy. And I'm thinking, what the fuck? What the hell are you talking about blame? What does that even mean? That you're gonna blame the woman or you gonna blame the dad? Like, if the marriage ends, the marriage ends. And who's walking around in shame talking about as if somebody blamed them for the failed marriage? These niggas are dumb. You think anybody cares who's to blame? Once a marriage ends, the marriage is ended and it's over, and that is it. Bye-bye. Nobody gonna be sitting around for years with a placard on their head or a sign somewhere written across them, and then documents along with their name saying, I's to blame for the divorce. I'm to blame for my daughter's divorce. I'm the blame for my divorce. And then them niggas is, you could tell the African. Let's look at it again. But first, see, we're gonna break this down, because see, I'm gonna be their daddy. I'm gonna teach them something. And if they really listen without getting into their feelings, they will know that what I'm saying is true. Okay? These men just want to control you, ladies. You already know, though. I don't have to tell you. That's why it's not called I'll be your mom. And asking the ladies to sit at my feet and sit between my legs and let me comb and braid your hair. You already know. Like, a goddamn 17-year-old girl can see what's going on with these supposed to be grown-ass men. But it's mostly these goddamn Africans that come over, and these niggas are living lower than we are. But they want to tell us how to live our life. Y'all notice that? You notice that a lot of these African men are over here with no wives, and they're not young neither. If they got all the answers, where they wife at? You see? So I don't know what to tell you. Let me rewind it. It's so sad, y'all. It's not even every single man on this panel, because they have a couple of men up here I kind of respect, when they talking they man shit. Whether I disagree with them at times or not, that doesn't matter, because we all gonna disagree with each other at certain times. But I'm about to break it down. Seems like we can't find no elders. And so I know what the difference between me and a man who claims to be an elder is. Men seem to be scared of other men. So I noticed that the men will not tell another man he's wrong. Oh, but baby, they are willing to tell another woman that she is wrong. They're willing to tell women that we're wrong. At every turn, every stop, every corner, everywhere. We could be on a straightaway, sailing, smooth sailing, and they'll turn around just to inform a woman that she's wrong. You're moving too fast. You're moving too slow. You're hitting them curves a little too smooth, or you're hitting those curves a little too rough. Oh, you got one baby? That's not enough babies. You got more than one baby? You got too many babies. You're married? Oh, yeah. You're married. I bet you're not doing this. Oh, you're not married? Then you should be married. Like, they always got something to tell us. But they don't straighten out another man to save their life. Okay? So that's what I'm noticing. And I also notice, like, when I jump on a panel, it don't matter if it's men or women. The women could be just as bad. Some of these women, they say something and I go up there to educate. I do it with women and with men, right? Because I feel like if you say something and I disagree with it, and sometimes I'm not even disagreeing. Sometimes I could be just asking questions so I can understand where they're coming from, right? And sometimes that goes sideways because people just don't they claim they want to have discussions, but they don't. They just want to talk and they want everybody to agree with them. And like I said, some of these women are just as bad. I was on Jay Prince panel earlier, and I jumped up there because I found that it was important for me to go up when a Black woman who could be an elder, right, when she was saying things about things that are not true. And oh my God, the way that conversation went. And listen, if you don't know me, I get it. When people don't know me, I get where they might, I guess, say that I'm fighting with them. I don't even know how. I didn't say a cuss word. I said hello to them. And then I questioned, why did they say something that wasn't true? I expressed why I was concerned about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like I gave them a reason. So they couldn't say, well, why do you care? Like I gave them the reason. It was very well put out there. And then the person told me they didn't want to argue. And I'm like, well, an argument. Well, we'll talk about that later. Let's get to I'll Be Your Daddy. Yeah, here we go. Let's listen to this shit again.
The reason why I have to blame the woman is because
Look at this fool.
We are yet just yet. I landed.
I need to put these niggas' name in titles.
Right on. Thank you, Brother Sean. Ikane, I'm sure you're going to keep it short but sweet. Thank you.
Yeah. This is what I'm going to say.
Y'all see that dude at the top upper right-hand corner? Goofy like a motherfucker. Goofy. Watch him closely.
Say, right? If a girl go out there and get a husband or get a boyfriend, whatever she gets, and brings that thing home, and then the relationship fails, I blame the woman.
Look at him. That nigga is sassy. Say sassy. That nigga is sassy. That's sassy. That nigga is sassy. Shantae, sassy. Vogue. Strike a pose. That nigga is sassy. Say Vogue. Strike a pose. That nigga is sassy. Say sassy. Strike a pose. Boop boop. That nigga, what is that nigga doing? Can you imagine living with a man who snaps his head left to right, open his eyes wide as if, woo, something women do? Not even women, girls do that. Not even all girls, just the girls, the goofy ones. The ones who trying to make a point without making a point, but she goofy because she young. Okay. What in the hell is old ass nigga doing? This nigga got grays in his hair. I don't even have grays in my hair yet. I think I found, and I'm not even sure yet, y'all, because my hair is light in color. I think I found a light hair, and it might be a gray. And I'm gonna do some research. I'm gonna start it out. I'm gonna find it because I might have a gray. Okay, I might have one gray. These niggas got heads full of gray and acting like kids. Okay, I'm gonna do my investigative work, wash my hair, and I'm gonna let y'all know what my findings are. Okay, I'm gonna be a goddamn good investigator. I'm gonna find a gray because I think I saw it, but it was tricky. It seemed like it was glistening in, when I was washing my hair, and I was like, wait a minute. When I looked in the mirror, I was like, but I couldn't find it. So maybe it was a glare or a gray hair. I don't know which one. But these niggas got lots of grades and they act like children. Here we go. Let's finish. This nigga say he blames her. And nobody give a fuck who you blame. This nigga say he gonna blame. Who in the hell are these niggas and why they think we care? What he gonna do? Even if I wore a sign on my back saying, I am the reason we got divorced. I went and filed for divorce. You think I give a fuck if this nigga walk up to tell me he blames me? These niggas really want to shame women, which make them like women. They just don't know it because they don't know what the difference between a man and a woman is besides a penis. They don't know. They don't know. But anyway, let's hear it again, and then we're gonna finish this up.
I'll get a boyfriend, whatever she gets, and brings that thing home, and then the relationship fails. I blame the woman. The reason why I have to blame the woman is because when a guy says hello to you and you're interested in that guy, the first thing you do is to bring that guy home and let your dad do his job.
This nigga said when a man tells you hello and you entrust in him, where we entrust in men who just say hello to us. But okay, and then he said that you take that man home. Let your father do the work. Is my father gonna marry him? But think about what he just said. This dumbass nigga. See, this is why I had to do this stream on this. See, because I'm listening to what they're saying. I usually listen to people, and I'm hearing what they're saying. I don't know if anybody else have already caught it, but I'm listening. And he says the woman brought the man home. She's met him. So I guess I gotta meet this man. I meet him, and then I like him. So then I take him to my dad and let my dad vet him. Okay? I take him home to my dad vet him. So how do dad do that? How do dad vet a guy dad don't know? Do y'all know how that happened? I'm gonna talk about it in a minute. Let's hear this whole thing. I'm gonna give y'all the answers because they need them. They need the answers. These dumbass niggas need the answers. So I'm gonna share it. But let's hear it out.
Woman is because when a guy says hello to you and you're interested in that guy, the first thing you do is to bring that guy home and let your dad do his job. Let your dad vet him. And when your dad vets the guy and the guy is not right for you, if your dad tells you not to go for that, let it go.
So not only do the dad get to control your mom, but your dad get to control you as you are an adult who brought this man home to dad. Okay. So I'm gonna take it back. I'm gonna take it back a little bit and give them a little bit information. But let me see what else he said, because that's all I heard. Let's see what else he say, and then I'm gonna start my my education. I'm gonna start teaching. Okay.
And then if your dad tells you to go for it and it fails, let society blame your dad because he should have done a better homework than that. Throughout history, women have never been held responsible for bad marriage. Their fathers are usually held.
Women have never been held responsible for bad marriage. So what does he mean responsible? And look at that goofy ass nigga up there. You notice the other men not really giving no facial reaction, because men don't really do that. Mandrill probably in his phone texting a woman. Okay. Hink looks like he might be taking taking care of the chat, and or probably looking at some sports or something, right? Or Payne, marriage, politics, and sports. He don't look like he just sitting there. I don't know him at all, so I don't know. Look, JR down there, he looks like he just ready for this shit to end. We got this goofy ass nigga down at the bottom down there, the one who's talking. Sean, I don't know him or what he thinking or anything. That's a good job. That's a good thing, right? Because he ain't showing his cam, and that's the best way to act on some of these panels with some of these niggas. And then we got Kenneth at the bottom. I never seen him, don't know him. He looked like he looked familiar, but I don't know him. Okay. And then we got CBN's Tech Talk, aka this nigga that had different names. I can't remember what the name was, but he always made it seem like he in tech. The nigga said, I'm in tech. I'm in tech. And then come to find out this nigga was working out of his house because there's no jobs fixing computers these days, by the way. Like, that's just not even a real thing anymore. Like, if your computer broke, it's cheaper for you to just buy you another. Okay? That is that, and that's on my word, y'all. A motherboard gonna cost you a couple $100. Then the person gonna charge you $100+ to replace it. If the power supply go out, you're going to pay for it, and then the person gonna charge you upwards of $100 just to replace it. If you talk about laptops, then you well to just buy another one. You talk about desktops, unless you have a gaming board with a nice graphic card already in it, a nice motherboard already in it. You have the RAM and things, and it's just a good setup. You might want to replace a few things, but to be told, if I open your case, that's $100. If I open your case and start having to replace things, and then if the pieces are costly, then the truth is you just buy you a new laptop. You could buy a laptop for anywhere from $300 and up. You could get a laptop. You can don't buy one of them. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'm sorry. Look, I'm about to go into the goddamn tech information. This nigga ain't got no job. Okay, not as no tech guy anyway. This nigga A+ information is so beginning of 90s, maybe late 90s. It's ridiculous. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about that. Nigga, you shouldn't be no A+ no more. Those jobs are gone, nigga. Okay, you need to know more than what the hell you know in order to get a job. That's why he was working out his own. Probably getting elderly people to come over because they don't know nothing about the computer at all. Okay, anyway, here we go.
Held responsible for that. But guess what? Today, they don't want to go through their fathers anymore because their fathers don't agree to their aesthetics. So that's the pain that we
So the fathers don't agree with the aesthetics. I guess he's saying that women don't want to go through the fathers because the fathers not gonna care about what this dude look like or smell like. No, not gonna care about how big or chubby he is. Like this nigga is really from Africa for real. To think that women just want any man. No, she want a man that's pleasing to her eyes, to her sensibilities. She don't want a stinky man. She, and this idea that my father would have just gave me anybody and told me, here you go. My dad wouldn't have done that. My dad didn't choose my mom because, my dad chose my mom because she was attracted to him. So I don't know what they think. Like the men want beautiful women. They just want beautiful women to accept their ugly asses. Okay? I don't know what the hell is going on. Like, dude, what? I'm gonna be honest. In my 54 years of life, which, I'm gonna say that 18 of those years was me being a child, right? But everything after that is I've seen all types of people of all races, ethnicities, and all looks. You know what I mean? Like I've seen people whom people call ugly, like Flavor Flav and what's that sister that these men they was calling Oprah ugly for a while. Then they was calling what a name who's on the Real. No, it's not the Real, The View. Whoopi Goldberg, they was calling her ugly. These are people. Flavor Flav and Redman and there's so many, Rick Ross and Biggie, and I've seen, and Beyonce and Jay-Z, and I've seen women and men of all skin tones in the Black community, and I've seen these people end up with people, get people. I've seen men who some may think is unattractive, and yet he got children by some woman. That guy with that big fat neck. This nigga got a wife, and she got like 4 kids for him. That dude with that big wide ass neck. Flavor Flav got all them fucking kids. I'm basically saying there's somebody out there for everyone. I personally haven't seen a person so ugly where they can't get anyone and haven't gotten anyone. Okay? And so what these men are doing is coming up with an excuse in order for them to get any woman they want. And because the women won't give them a chance, or they just won't walk up to her and shoot a shot, they just want to sit back and blame her. It's her fault. Because, if she would give me a chance, her dad would love me. But no, my dad wouldn't have loved you. My dad wouldn't have loved you because I don't love you. And see, my dad loved me. He loved me until he passed away without any doubt. I never had a doubt that my dad loved me. And so my dad wouldn't have put me with somebody whom I didn't want. And so these African motherfuckers are coming over here with their traditions that apparently not working, because when they come over here, they should already have wives if their shit work. If the way they want it work, then why didn't they have a wife coming over here? And if the way it worked, then even if they was over here when they were children, why didn't they go back and get them a wife from over there and bring her back? That's the perfect thing. You go back over to your peoples and you lift one of them hoes up and bring them over here with you. But no. They're angry, mad, can't figure it out. And so, ladies, it don't matter what, they want to blame you. But they see, they know we don't care if they blame us. What they want us to do is blame us. They want us to agree that we should be at fault. And we need to raise our hand and say, yes, we will take accountability. And yes, we're going to hate ourselves for our marriages failing or being successful. Because, even when they come across a woman with a successful marriage, they don't treat her no different. Did y'all notice that? They don't treat her any different because they have no respect for women, period. And they don't think they need to give her any respect. They just want her to be shamed. A woman could be married to a man who is the stepdad to some of her children, and these men will still shit on her. They even want the woman with the stepdad who's in the household, they want her to be shamed for that too. What happened to the first children's father? Why you didn't make a better decision? Why another man had to come in and help you out? See, it's always her fault. And they want her to feel the heat, feel the shame. And so I put both my middle fingers at these niggas. And I tell them to shut the fuck up. And some of you don't like that I'm a little too forward. I know the men don't really like it, but I'm going to tell you, a person who disrespect me, if you think I'm giving them respect, you got me fucked up. You must have known my daddy. But if you ain't know my daddy, I promise you every time I cuss one of these little motherfuckers out, say hello to Emmanuel. That's my daddy. That's who taught me that I should protect myself. My daddy. So I'm just saying, you ain't never met Emmanuel? Well, every time I get in my bag, baby, every time I let a little motherfucker know I don't give no fucks, and I'm not even joking. I do not care what these niggas say. And you ladies, you too should not. You care what these niggas say unless they're going to pay our bills. You know what I mean? Even though I'm married. Little nigga, listen. If you come and pay my bills, shit, me and the whole family will listen to what you got to say and may take it in account. Before we make any decisions, we'll be like, oh, but he pays the rent, the mortgage, the electric bill, the water bill. He paying my car note, car insurance. Shit, what you got to say, Mr. Man? Oh, you don't want us to go on vacation next month? Okay, well, I got you. Can we go the following month? Can we go 6 months from now? Because we can work it out. I'm quite sure we can negotiate a time when we could go. Can one of us go? Can a few of us go at a time? Like, shit, you paying all the bills. You might be able to control what we doing most of the time. But if you're not paying nothing, are you serious? You want to do what? You want us to do when? What? How? When? What color? Ha ha. No. In fact, don't even tell me what you want, because I don't want to hear it. Now, let me get to my education. My education to these niggas. Number one, y'all need to put education first on y'all list. Yes. I'm talking to the young men. The old niggas, these niggas don't want to give you no real information. They okay with telling you that it's okay for you to fail, to continue to fail. Okay? And the ones who not doing so bad as they put it, what do they say about the rest of you who are doing bad? You don't have no education and get no job, and now you just have to figure it out. And you're not doing too well at that. So you don't really live by yourself. You don't even have family to live with, so you shacked up in some room in some stranger's house. Can't even go to your kitchen, butt ass naked if you wanted to, because you gotta put on some clothes and hope that you don't run into another stranger who also written in that same house. And they happen to be nothing but men, like Kevin Samuels was doing. Okay? I'm gonna tell you that's a bad look for a motherfucker who's over 40. Okay? Now, it's terrible. Terrible, how terrible could it be? So let's finish listening to a little bit. I think it's about to end.
Facing today.
Right on, Weekend. Hey, we appreciate your short words, and I praise you got straight to the point. Before I turn it over to my man JR, I wanted to say shout out to Big Ant and No Chaser for the super chat. So with that being said, JR, it's all on you, brother.
We'll go ahead and keep it short, man. I know we always have these opinions and perspectives, but let's make sure that we practicing it within our own homes. Everything starts with self and then affect the people around you, and then that's how we are going to be able to make a change. I know it's easy for us to have these opinions about it, but they're not going to listen. They ain't going to listen to you, especially if they don't know who you are and they value you. So the only way to be able to make effective change is right with the people that surround you. So let's just try to see if we can spread a lot more love than hate. And I think we'll be in a better place. And be active in your children's lives when it comes to hate.
I like what JR is saying. You know, I don't go to the Peep channel, right? Probably because some of the people who was over there and how, it was run. I don't know if it's changed or not. I just don't. And I don't mess with people who don't welcome others up on their panels to get pushback. Yeah, because they trying to control the narrative, and yeah, and it's a little easier to control a panel when you can control the people on your panel. When you tell them what you expect from them, and then they have to abide by it. And then when they don't, things kind of go left, which has happened with a P channel. But anyway, I've never had no problem with JR. I don't listen to him, that's all. But what he just said, I'm not against. Now, let's get back to what I want to share. This is the lesson for today. So, in our families, back in the day, which in this traditional family, a man's word was his bond. Like, people made business deals with handshakes. Shit, people made deals back then without a handshake. If a man said he was going to do something, then the man did it. And if a man said he was going to do something and he didn't do it, then he was considered to be a man of no fate. It was almost like he should be just a criminal, because, like, if you're not a man of your word and you're not going to take care of your business, the thing that you agreed to do, the things that you were supposed to do, if you don't do those, then what kind of man are you? And so You're probably wondering, what is Bob talking about? What that got to do with what they're talking about, or what that guy was talking about? Well, remember they said that your father was the vitamin, to vitamin. So this is my question. I'm going to give people like, shit, I'm not even going to give you no time to think about it, but I'm posed the question. If I met a young man my age, let's say at the time I'm 18 and he's 18, and I take him home like that dude said, I can't even pronounce his name, right? It's an African name. If I take him home for my dad to vet, how would my dad vet him when he don't know him? Anybody? Nobody? It don't matter. Well, my dad used to ask what their last names were. Who are their fathers? And if my dad knew their dad, then based on that, my dad is now vetting this man through his dad. See, we used to believe that our names meant something because they did. Our names meant something important. Whatever my dad's last name was or is, well, everybody in the neighborhood and in the town knows him or the family based on your last name. So, yeah, your last name was supposed to mean something. It did mean something. It was attached to the men who had the same last name. So, if you was a young man and you came to my house trying to date me, and my dad wanted to know, well, what is your last name? And through your last name, my dad knows your dad or your family. It don't even have to be necessarily your dad, but your family. And based on that alone is enough for my dad to say whether I can or cannot date you. Now, you see how hard that would be today to do this vetting that y'all claim men should be doing? You see how hard that would be when a lot of these black men are in jail, dead, right? Or that they wasn't around their family, like a man didn't even take care of his family. Then I'm going to have to inform you that his sons get judged for that. Not just his sons, but all the men in that family get judged for that. Oh, but it didn't just stop at the boys. Oh, the girls got judged on her last name as well. And I know it don't sound fair, right? It don't sound fair that you get judged based on something your dad did, your uncle did, maybe something your mom did. I know it doesn't sound fair, but the world isn't fair, right? The world isn't fair. So I say this to say that people today don't give a shit about their name. I don't hear nobody telling anybody, I'm a Edward. You don't play with us. It does happen in certain circumstances and communities where somebody in their family, whether it was their mom, their dad, their uncles, a few cousins, they proud of their name. As you growing up, you hear your cousins or your dad or somebody, your uncle say, you a Harris. Yeah, we don't do that. You a Harris. They gonna know who you are. Just tell them you Harris. Just tell them your name. You're gonna be able to get in. Just tell them your dad's name. You got it. Just tell them your uncle's name. They got you. They gonna make sure you good. See, still today, back home, everybody know my last name. Everybody know my last name. They know my last name based on my dad and my uncles, my aunts, my grandmother. Generations later, my grandmother been passed away for a long time. She didn't meet none of my sons. She was gone before they were born. Right? So if my children, when they go to my hometown in my area, well, I let them know, hey, tell them your last name is, and I tell them to tell them my last name. Because they're not going to know our last name, because once I got married, that all changed. But here in Delaware, you know, with my husband, it's not the same. It's not like that here. It's, you know, I think in the South, we still have some traditions that maybe not still going on in other areas. But this shit is not happening. This shit is not happening. And so this idea of a man getting vetted was what my dad was supposed to do to a man I brought to the house. Was he supposed to go on a date with him and sit there and get to know him? What's his favorite color? What you plan on doing? And is he supposed to, how is he supposed to know that young man is telling the truth about what he is doing or what he plan to do? A plan is a plan, but that doesn't mean shit unless it's in action. You put a plan in action and you see some result from it. This bullshit about these niggas talking about your daddy gonna vet. How is he gonna do that? And how do you think he did that? Well, I just told you how he did that. He did that through his family. If he found out this young man had a dad who wasn't there, he skipped out, then my dad wouldn't have let me date him. Because they always say the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. So my dad did kind of do that when I was younger. He didn't choose my husband though. Why? Because he didn't know my husband. He knew nothing about my husband. When it was almost like I brought my husband home, which I did, from a whole nother state. There would be nothing my dad would know about my husband. And no way for him to find out, except for him to ask my husband about his family. But he wouldn't have been able to find out anything about his family, except whatever my husband said to him. That goes back to your word is your bond. But not today. Today, you niggas say anything at any time to anyone. You lie and say you make 6 figures. You lie and say you live in this big house. You driving this. You got this. You got that. You lie about the job you got. You lie about everything. And then you want a woman to trust you? Most of you men ain't finding no woman online because you're lying. You're lying ass niggas online. You're only going to do well if you're really looking for somebody in person. Because, see, at least a woman could look at you and she could tell that you're not making 6 figures. And that's okay because, see, even if you smile at her and you're nice to her, she knows what she's getting into. But online, everybody lying. You niggas lying. And you big up yourself. And then you expect when this woman, if she ever meet you, that she gonna what? You done told her, you done made her feel good that she done met a man who make enough money to make sure that y'all gonna live a good life, not have to worry about the children when y'all have them and things like that, right? Do all the lies you done told her. And then when she meets you and she realized you had to save your income tax money just to fly her out, and then you had to put it in a hotel and all that shit. So you come up with a reason why she couldn't go to your house, right? And then when she meets you, and she finds out that all that bullshit you was talking is fake, and you would be shocked that she ends it with you. I don't know how. Like everything you told her was a lie. Even if she really liked you, like you lied, dude. Your word is your bond, and you just proved to her that you don't have no credibility. You don't have no credit, no credibility. You have nothing. And it really would be dangerous for her to trust you, because you could have gotten her out there to harm her. She's just lucky that that wasn't what you wanted to do, because you set her up. Y'all have nothing. Even if you have money, a little money, you have no credibility. If you don't know how this world works, well, mostly it works on credit and credibility. And I'm saying that these men not telling you, they're just saying things and you agreeing. Yeah. For those of you who want to vet your daughter's boyfriends and husbands, yeah, see how that work out for you. You could do that when she's a kid, and only but so far. You can only do it up but so far when she's like 10, 11, 12. And wait till she get them teens and see how much of vetting you have in that after that, because that time is over. The only thing you could do is tell a young man, oh, I know your father. You can envision what type of young man he will be based on his family, but that's not even a guarantee. You know why? Because we don't live like we did back then, when they taught young men how to be husbands, when they taught them that they had to be credible, when they taught them that if you say you're going to do something, you're supposed to do it. You don't do it just because and only when it's easy. If you said you was going to do it, then you do it. And if you don't do it, then you have informed the world that you are not reliable and credible. So these men could talk a whole bunch of bullshit. And I'm not talking about these in particular. I'm talking about these niggas online. They could talk a lot of bullshit. All they want to do is to control. And it would be cool if you want to control, then you need to have some power. These niggas want us to give them the power to control us. And because they think we're stupid. Why would we do that? Just like the so-called, as you put it, white men. Just like they not giving up their power, why would anybody give up their power? Especially to a powerless group of people who are trying to just convince or shame women into giving up their own power And it's so sad. Because if I look at this group of black men, I'm thinking to myself, how sad is it that even in this mixture of men, that as a whole, it's like they're the weakest. But they don't have to be. Your mind is still chained up. And the thing that got you chained up now is your own fear. You're fearful of everything. It's embarrassing. You know, there was a time in history where young people, no matter if it was male or female, who didn't live past a certain age. Like, it was harsh winters, beat up summers. People were living in areas where, you could be killed by all kinds of shit. Sickness, illnesses, viruses. You could be killed by insect bites. You could be killed by snake bites. You could be killed really by just anything. And people wasn't scared. You just live your life, and until you didn't. And today, black men are scared. You're scared of everything. You're scared of illness. You're scared of living. You're scared of dying. You're scared of taking a chance. You scared to stand up for yourself. You're scared to stand up for your woman and your children. You're just fucking scared. And everybody know it. You so goddamn scared, they pull a knife on, they pull a gun out on you and hold you there and know you ain't gonna do shit about it. And they can shoot you and know ain't nothing gonna happen because men won't even stand up for men. You won't even stand up for your own family. They don't have no consequences. They know there's no consequences because what you gonna do? Cause you're so scared. I be thinking, God damn. Like you really are just scared. Niggas won't go in the army and learn nothing. You know why? They scared. They'll claim, I'm not going to war. I'm not for the white man. You what? You live in this country too. I've heard that one. And I thought to myself, yeah, you'll stay on the street in a neighborhood where they shooting at each other, but you won't go to war for your freedoms. Okay, it's your choice. But I'm just wondering, like, you niggas, y'all scared of everybody. And not even the women got you scared. You scared to ask a woman out on a goddamn date. You scared to go and get a raise at the job. Shit, you're scared to even go ask for the job. A lot of you. You're scared to go to school to educate yourself. Because, you're scared that you're going to have a bill. You're going to have a student loan in a country that gives you a loan to go to school. They got other places, but they ain't give you no loan for nothing. If you ain't got it, you ain't getting it. That's why they come to America. And so you scared of the student loan. You're scared of going to the school. You're scared of trying to get grants and other things that can help you go to school because you're scared of school. You scared to ask the girl out, and so you just not gonna ask her at all. And then when somebody else asks her, you're gonna be mad at her because she didn't come and ask you like she was supposed to know. You scared to stand up for yourself. So I venture to say that y'all just scared as shit. And that's why that's why everything is going the way it's going. A bunch of scared motherfuckers still birthing children. So scared to make that even work that you just disappear and make other children that disappear from that too. So I don't know. You know, some of y'all need to go and set a balls or stop producing fucking children. Stop reproducing. We don't need, listen, we already got enough issues. We all agree with that, right? We agree. We agree. If y'all, this is what y'all say, you say it every day over and over again. Even when I try to tell you, look, there's been times worse than these times. You just need to look back, educate yourself on it. But I'm going to go with y'all talking points. I'm good with it if you good with it. So stop fucking reproducing. Scary ass motherfucker bitches. But you are the downfall of a whole motherfucking group of people. It's almost genocide. The fucking black man. The fucking black man is gonna be the death of black people, American black people. And if you're thinking that these Africans who you're sitting on these panels with, if you think they're gonna come and stand on side of you and help you with some shit, well, you better listen to what they saying, because they don't consider themselves a part of you. I don't even know why you sit on side of them. Every time I sit on side of them, I wait for them to open their fucking mouth and act like they superior so I can shit on them. Because that's all they do. They want you to make them feel good about the shitty place they came from. So they get on these panels and tell you how great it is with their culture. And yet, they don't even think it's great. Over there in Africa, they play just as much hip hop as we play over here. They shaking their ass just more than we do. And that's not even just the women, but the men. They're doing the same dance. But their hips moving. The fuck? But you wouldn't know it. Black man, you're probably too scared to even do some research. Too scared to listen to the music. Too scared to admit there's more than just rap. But we got R&B. They got all types of rap. We even got Christian rap. But you will sit on panels with these little motherfuckers and make it seem like our culture is so bad. Them white people gotta love you. It's almost like y'all sitting on panels and all. It's like a praise to white people. Because you'll say, well, name me a pop song that talks about shooting. I'm like, well, there's lots of songs that white people talk about shooting. Country, rock and roll, rock, even there's all types. They have their culture and we have ours. But every song in R&B don't talk about no fucking shooting. In fact, name me an R&B song where they talking about shooting like that. R&B's rhythm and blues, they talking about love, broken hearts, love making and shit like that. People coupling up or breaking up. But that's another discussion for another day. Because I hate when you niggas start talking stupid shit. Dumbass motherfucking niggas. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. You scary ass little bitches. Just trying to destroy all of us. But you ain't gonna destroy me and mine, nigga. Some of us gonna take your ass out. Cause something needs to be done with you motherfuckers. It's almost like, you know, the crab in the barrel. But this time, the scary crabs, they not even trying to get out the barrel. The motherfuckers at the bottom, just they so scared they don't want nobody to go free, because they like, if you get out and get free, they gonna come and kill us all. You gotta stay in here with us. We like, hey, bro, we about to get out of here. Nobody's even watching us no more. No, bro, they watching. You just can't see them. Soon as you go over out the bucket, they come and get us all. And then so they gonna drag us down while we trying to get out, and they gonna want to crush us. And then they're going to sit at the bottom of the barrel scared for the rest of their lives. They're going to kill everybody who's trying to get out. And then they're going to sit there and kill themselves slowly, just waiting until somebody come and tell them it's okay for you to get out the barrel or the bucket. Genocide. They want you to kill yourself. They want us to kill ourselves. They put out a little information. Don't give you the A-OK. They tell you can leave when they gone. They tell you going to send you a signal when it's time for you to leave. And they never send a signal. And when everybody else thinking, okay, they gone. They've been gone a while. It should be safe. Nah, They said they were going to send us a signal. The fucking signal is that they've been quiet for 30 years. Oh, nah. They said it was going to be a signal. And we don't see no signs. But the signs is that they haven't been around. Nah, nope. That's not the sign they're gonna send us. Well, what is the sign they're gonna send us? Well, I don't know, but they said they're gonna send a sign when we could come out. And I'm not gonna let you go. Because if you go up and get out this barrel, they coming to kill us all. That's the black man. See? They got black men who want to get out the bucket too. You want to get out the barrel too. But your fellow black men won't let you go. He's not going to let you go. He's not going to let me go. He's not going to let our kids go. Like, we can't go. We can't go. Unless we're going to whip their ass. We're going to whip their goddamn ass. And tell them they better not touch us when we trying to get out this barrel. In fact, tell that nigga to get down on his motherfucking all fours so we can stand on his back and get out this fucking barrel. We're going to have to do something. Everybody can't come. Some people just got to go. Because they're going to be the ones who going to harm us. They're going to be the death of us all. And what's sad about this shit is, why it takes a woman to say this shit? Because these niggas are scared of each other. They scared of each other. That's why. They'll talk shit about women all goddamn day. Make threats and all. But they ain't gonna correct each other. They ain't gonna help each other. You ain't gonna tell a nigga that, hey, you look like you scared. What you scared for, bruh? What you scared for, man? My partner, my brother? We could do this. We could do this together. Nah, I ain't. One of them gonna didn't tell you he ain't your brother. Soon as he think his life is being threatened, because he's scared. He's scared to go get a job with a certain company. He got to keep his head low, eyes low. He better not look at nobody in the eye. Okay? And then what they'll do, they'll take their little money and go become passport bros just so they can get shitted over there. Shitted on over there. So as they run out of money, it's over. I wish them well, though. I wish they need to go. Look, we need to send these niggas to Thailand or or wherever, and whoever will grab them up need to grab them up. And we don't give a shit. Ladies, we're going to make it very clear. We do not care. Bye. It's going to be hard. It's going to take a minute for some women to come to this conclusion, just like myself. You know, you realize, hey, some of these niggas cannot be helped. And I don't even know what the number is. Is it less that could be helped, more that can be helped, or is it vice versa? Is it less that can be helped and want to get out the barrel, and more of them who will try to keep us from getting out? And that's the question. That's the question. And for those of us who ready to get out the barrel, then guess what? We're going to have to arm ourselves. It might be more of them than us. Might be more of them than us. But I refuse to die in a bucket with a bunch of motherfucking scary ass losers. I'll die trying. Okay? Hold up. Oh, man. Yes. I'd rather die trying than to die with these motherfucking fools. Let's hear this dude again about how they want us to be embarrassed about failing marriages. Go and figure how me and another man get married and how it fails. And how only one of us is at fault. And the one who's at fault is the woman. Even if the man cheats, steals, beat me and all that, it don't matter. Based on what that man said, it's my fault. And it's simply my fault because my daddy didn't vet him. But maybe my dad wasn't there. Or maybe my dad vetted him and he lied to my father. You know, they got a lot of fathers who are in their daughters' lives and they know their daughters' husbands. You know what I mean? They gave him the A-O-fucking-K, you dumbass nigga. And still, they may have failed. And so, even if you fault the man, now what? What does that mean? Nothing. It means nothing. There's a bunch of fucking nonsense these niggas talk about for hours at a time. And I'm talking about these goddamn Africans when they get on here. Goofy ass little motherfuckers. Alright. Let's hear one more again, then I'm going to bed.
The reason why I have to blame the woman is because when it brings that thing home and then the relationship fails, I blame the woman. The reason why I have to blame the woman is because when a guy says hello to you and you're interested in that guy, the first thing you do is to bring that guy home and let your dad do his job. Let your dad vet him. And when your dad vets the guy and the guy is not right for you, if your dad tells you not to go for that, let it go. And then if your dad tells you to go for it and it fails, let society blame your dad because he should have done a better homework than that.
So not only do the wife or the dad, right? Those two are the only two who get blamed. Did y'all notice that? If I choose to marry a man without my dad vetting him, then I get blamed. And if I marry him and my dad did vet him and it fails, then my dad is to blame. But the motherfucking nigga that I marry, he ain't never at fault. He gets away scot-free, no blame at all. It's just me and somebody related to me. The woman and anybody who is related to the woman, they're the ones at fault. Based on this dude. So the man I married, he ain't at fault though. He got no accountability at all, no fault. He can be done cheated on me, beat me. He could have done all kinds of shit. And then that's my dad's fault for approving the marriage. But it ain't his fault.
Throughout history, women have never been held responsible for bad marriage. Their fathers are usually held responsible for that. But guess what? Today, they don't want to go through their fathers anymore because their fathers don't agree to their aesthetics. So that's the pain that we're facing today.
These niggas don't know nothing about today or yesterday, and they definitely don't look like they're gonna do too well tomorrow. Okay? Tomorrow, you lazy ass feeling tomorrow. Look, I can't do this. Okay? This is terrible. This is terrible that the OGs or the elders hasn't explained this to the men. Your word is supposed to be bond. People make deals on the word alone or a handshake. That is long gone. Your name used to mean something. And now the only name that means something to you niggas is Versace, Louis Vuitton, Nike, LeBron James, and so forth and so on. You niggas don't even respect yourself enough to stop wearing other motherfucking people names on your ass. So you ain't telling me shit about nothing. You lost all of that shit when you put your money in somebody else's name other than your own. And so not only do you not have character, you don't have no legacy because you let it go with your name. Legacy is not always about no goddamn money. See, because even if some of these motherfucking companies, even if they lose all their money, they'll be able to start a new business just on their name alone. Everybody giving them respect just on their name alone. You might not even know these people for real. Some of these people that we be hearing about are long dead. But you still say their names. Because they've been making change and controlling what's been going on for centuries. Due to their money. But when the money is gone, they still have access to money because of their fucking name. For their fucking name. Black men trade their names in for numbers. Right? That's how they identify you when you go to jail. With numbers. And then when you get out, or if you get some money, you don't even give a shit about your name no more. Or you will create a new name. But the bad thing about creating a new name is that when your children are born, they don't get to trade in on that name. You see? somebody named Nellie. Let's say Nellie. Well, when Nellie ends up passing away, his children don't get to really benefit from the brand that he created with the word Nelly. You see? That's not what he's going to be able to do. That's not what they're going to be able to do. When they go to the store, they're going to have to say, well, my dad is Nelly. And then you got to hope that somebody knows who he is. By that name. It's ridiculous what we have done with ourselves in the last, I don't know, 50 years. I don't even think it's been that long. The honest truth, it's been about 30 years. 30 years. Maybe a little longer. 40 at the most. Okay, 40 at the most. Yeah, that's what has happened. 40 years. I remember when people would have monograms on their clothing, and that meant that you had money. Because getting things monogram was not cheap. That shit's still not cheap today. Cost you a little extra. And so they don't do that anymore. Now you want Louis Vuitton on your shit. Gucci. Gucci. Okay. You allow those people to make big money because they made a logo, and then everybody want that logo, and so they put the logo on some items, and where item would have been $30, now this motherfucker is worth $3,600 simply because they put the logo on it. How ridiculous! But we fell for it. And that they only talking that shit to us, in case y'all didn't know. Everybody in hip hop, even if they're a different color, then they advertise that way. But that is to us. That's to us. Anyway, I'm out. I'm gone. If y'all listen, thank you for listening. I'll be back tomorrow. I am tired. It's 2:00. I have a headache. I'm gonna take this medicine. Listen, I'm gonna recommend some movies. If y'all have what is it called? Prime. Let me recommend some stuff. Okay. I'm gonna recommend hold up. I'm gonna recommend Yellowstone. I haven't watched it yet. I think it's called Yellowstone. I haven't watched Yellowstone, but I have watched the spin-offs on it, right? I'm going to watch Yellowstone, probably gonna start that this week. I'm gonna give you a few movies. Give me a second. I'm gonna tell you what they're called. They are the spin-off to Yellowstone. So they do have the Bass Reeves. That's a Western. Pause. I don't want to pause. I really just want to mute it. Okay. So listen, they have Bass Reeves. That's the Black Lone Ranger. I'm almost done with that. 1883. I'm almost done with that. That's a spinoff of Yellowstone. And then what's the other one that I saw? I think it's 1923. That's the other spinoff of Yellowstone. Okay. These are Westerns. And go and look how people lived. Okay. And how both men and women died and how women lived with no rights, and even see what husbands had to do. Okay. They talk a little bit about the people with the war, because we used to have war right here on this soil, right here in the US. Not when we went somewhere else to war, when we was right here fighting. Okay. If you don't have prime time, I'm sorry, not prime time. What's the name of this shit? It's Amazon. What is it called? Amazon Prime. I don't know what the name of this shit is, y'all. Let me look. I gotta go out. Let me see. Okay, do you want to exit app? Yes. Prime Video. Okay, okay. I'm about to say I don't remember no prime time, but it was telling me. I think that was the Hulu Prime Time thing. Okay, Prime Video. That's Amazon Prime. Okay, if y'all don't have that, then you can look for some of this Western stuff here on YouTube. But I don't think you can find the movies or them shows unless you pay for them. Okay, if you need a free place to see them, I can look them up, see if I can find them on the dark net or on a site. Okay. That's what I've been looking at, and I'm gonna go back to finishing them. What else I suggest y'all look at? If you want to know more about history, because maybe we all get on the same page. Like, go and find out how the US, how we ended up with getting our independence. Like, but go and check that out. But even before that, right? Even before that. So they got the old world, right? Which y'all know that's Europe. The king used to pretty much own this area, right? So, they have more history about us all than America does. Okay? So if you really want to know about black people, then that's where you would go. That's where you would go to fucking find information. In fact, that's where you have to go. Because even when they went to Africa, when those people went to Africa, they took shit from there. They took valuable things, lots of things from history. And a lot of them people are suing them for those things. They took it and placed it in museums and churches and all kinds of things. Them people know more about African American as far as the African part than anybody, because they kept records. So if you didn't know that, then you should know that. Okay. Now, there's this show, something I saw here on YouTube. I'm gonna see if I can, and it's the history of over there. They talked about the Victorian times, Toro times. These are times in over there before this place even was known. And if you go and look at the history of those times, you'll see how people were living. You'll also stop this fucking nonsense that America taught us, that some of y'all think that there was a lot of inventions made here. There's a fucking difference between you inventing something and you being the first to use it here, which they call invention. But how you invent something that already existed? If they already was having this thing over there in Europe, then how are you inventing it here? When we know that there were people who traveled from there to here, and from here to there, and back there to here, and that people was doing that. And so you'll find that American history is riddled with lies. They was trying to separate themselves from the king and queen and all of that thing, which I get that. And they wanted to create this American way of life. And they did a lot of fucked up things to a lot of people in order to make that happen. We now know that that probably wasn't so healthy at all. But they did it. It was done. This is the thing, though. This idea that everything is so bad today is ridiculous. If you go and look and see how people were living way before now, and maybe, and just maybe, people will stop living scared. You living scared when we're the most spoiled, and we're getting more and more spoiled as we live. We're living longer, disease-free. COVID was what, like, what's the last fucking disease that was out before COVID came, right? That had everybody in a panic. Did you even know, like, that was like a COVID many years ago that was killing people, killing households, and they didn't even know how to stop it. Killed millions of people. And back then, millions of people back then is like 1 billion people today, because there wasn't nowhere near as many people as there are today. I'm just saying, we're spoiled and then we're scared. It's almost like the more safe you are, the more scared you are. It's just, it's amazing. Go look at some of the Westerns, though. Go look at some of the history. How boys 14 was fighting in wars. Boys and girls was as little as 9 years old was in charge of taking care of the farm, while mom and dad may have died, or dad went to war, mom may have died, or there's all kinds of things, man. All kinds of illnesses, people were dying. Anyway, I'm out. I'm going to bed. I'll be back in the morning. Scary ass motherfuckers. Bunch of pussies. These goddamn men want to be men. Nah, they don't want to be, they want to be mice. They're like mice, scared. As soon as the light come on, they go running. Anybody come in, they go running. Just running, scattering everywhere to hide. I don't know how